political change should not mean a U-turn on all the national programs. So every national program that was started under Vision 2025 was abandoned. And for 4 years, the country did not have any short, medium or long-term plan or vision where we want to go. In 2013, our development budget was 300 billion rupees. By 2018, it had increased to 1,000 billion rupees, 1 trillion rupees. 4 years later, when I returned to this ministry, the development budget had been reduced to 550 billion rupees. And that too, if you discount for inflation, in terms of 2018, it would be 350 billion rupees. This year, when we were making our development budget, there were demands of about 1,900 billion rupees, and we had an envelope of 727 billion rupees. And we were sitting for 15 days late night trying to see that how best we can distribute that 727 among the demands for 1,900 billion rupees. Now, this is the reality. If we have to focus on human resource development, we have to have resources. The economy has to grow. The development budget has to be there. Otherwise, we always say in management that when you talk of a strategic change, it actually means that how you reallocate your resources. If you have nothing to allocate, if any slogan or any program is only confined to seminars and speeches, it means nothing. It's only a deception or an illusion in which we live. So the fundamental question, I think, before us, I don't want to really dwell before you that how and why we need to develop our human resource, human capital. This is something which I have been highlighting in last 5 years when I was minister, that Pakistan suffers from a structural imbalance. If you look at our economic indicators, we fall close to middle income countries in terms of our per capita income in many economic indicators. But if you look at our social indicators, we fall in the category of the least developed countries. So no country can have a sustainable development path if it has a fractured socio-economic platform, where your social indicators are worst and your economic indicators are relatively better. We have to have a balanced socio-economic platform if we want to have a stable, sustained growth path, which means our social indicators must also match our economic indicators. Now, to do that, we have to invest resources. Right now, we are caught in a big economic crisis. And I would certainly indulge or request Vice President of the World Bank to put in a word to their cousin across the street that they should be a little more considerate for a country that has had a $30 billion hit for climate disaster. We are being asked to implement a contract or an agreement that was signed before $30 billion disaster. If you sign any contract in the world, there is a clause for force majeure, that if there is a calamity, if there is some unforeseen circumstances, you always try to have a relook at the contract and see that how can you best incorporate or how can you best deal with the cost of this disaster or calamity. Pakistan has still fulfilled all the conditionalities of that contract which relates to pre-disaster age, and yet we are still waiting for the nod, and that brings more uncertainty in the markets, that creates more challenges for the economy. So we need to have a stable economy. We need to pursue